comprehensive a benefit is it to have such a versatile backfield, especially with people like Dejan and support members?
It's a plus, just being able to, for them to maneuver like through holes, like they're very, very good at finding holes, they can make a lane for themselves because they're very physical, very powerful, they're shifty, so it makes it a lot easier for the O-lines, to move people.
Robbie, what would you describe the identity of this team right now, 6 games into the season?
Physicality, that's always been our MO. So, we just work towards that every day, to uphold the standard and keep it going.
Coach mentioned yesterday about, in some ways, the identity is a little unique, I guess, to last year. Again, the way you guys have really kind of come together. Is there something that you kind of put your finger on and why everything like that might be a unique situation for y'all this year?
Yeah, I just feel like the team, we were connected last year, but I just feel like this year more people are take on bigger roles, so it forces older players to connect with the younger players just because you need them to step up at this point in time. So just being able to connect with them, learn more about them, where they're from and all this of who they are and learn their why and just keep it both.
You mentioned physicality, the importance of it. Can you feel the opposing team starting to wear down a little bit, especially later on in the game, especially with the way these last 2 games come with you guys?
I just feel like Coach Kirby does a great job with, conditioning us throughout the week, so when the game comes, we're always prepared, all 4 quarters, 60 minutes, or however long it takes, so that's always been our mindset, from the beginning of the season until this point. So we just try and keep it going, keep pushing ourselves to the limit every week to, be the best in shape team we can be.
Did something click or change that got you guys running the football the way you have a 4th quarter against Missouri and this whole game against Auburn?
I just think it's an asset to be able to run the ball, without being able to run the ball, you can't pass it. So it's a mindset that you got to click. If you're not able to run the ball, you won't be a great offense. We pride ourselves on being a good offense, so we have to be able to do both.
How much have you seen Xavier growing from the start of the season till now?
Tremendous, because he played a big role last year. A couple guys got injured. Me and him, we played on the same sides from Shape being out sometimes to Jamari being out sometimes. So, me and him, we got a bond, just being on the left side together. And I've seen him grow, in his pass sets and his maturity and everything, and it's continuous. So.
What's it like to see Jamari and Andrew Thomas kind of succeeding on the next level?
It's amazing, just being able to watch them succeed is it makes me happy for them because just watching Jamari, I used to watch him grind every day, come in ready to work, never falling off his game, and he deserves it. So I'm sad to say how far, he dropped in the draft, but, I say the Chargers got a big steal in Jamari, so.
That kind of has to excite you too, knowing, hey, if I do what I'm supposed to, that could be me next year or 2.
Yeah, I just try and stay in the present moment. I try not to think too far ahead because of who I am. I don't try and get too big here. I just try and stay in the present moment. I'm still at the University of Georgia. I'm still a Bulldog right now, so I just try and keep my head focused on that and be the best player I can be with the team.
Say a recruit's in here on campus and he's asking you about Kirby Smart. What do you say when you say this is what it's like to play for Kirby Smart? I'm talking about relationally as much as being a coach.
I really don't get asked that question too much, to be honest. Just you can just feel the atmosphere. It's really not you can see how it goes. Even on game day, he's always the same. So he's never. You'll never catch him being somebody who he doesn't want to be. He's always the same person. When you're talking to him on the field, when you're talking to him off the field, just having a regular conversation, he's always going to be the same person. So,
what do you think about the time commitment that I guess him and all the coaches put in? Is it crazy sometimes? You think about the hours they put in between recruiting and coaching you guys on a day-to-day basis?
I just feel like it's a lifestyle to them now at this point in time, and I commend them for that because, they have families as well. But I feel like that they put in the time for their family and for us to succeed at a high level, and I believe their families understand that and they understand how big of a role that the coaching staff plays, And you know, like all the interns, everybody, interns, nutrition staff, everybody plays a big role. You know, they're always here, first ones in, last ones to leave, and you know, I commend them for that.
You mentioned earlier kind of the mindset of not looking too far ahead and being in the present moment. How are you guys just able to do that as a whole, even though it's easy to look at the AP poll and see where you're ranked, and it's easy to see predictions and all that stuff out there? How are you guys as
We don't even look at it. We just continue to work every day. Like, we don't even care, 1, 2, 3, it don't matter. We're gonna continue to work, we're gonna continue to grind as a team, you know, be the best we can be on game day. So.
How important is it to, like, you and the offensive line, you just kind of like push the pile whenever kind of like the ball gets stopped or the running back gets stopped?
I think that's just something we pride ourselves on, you know, covering down, because you never know what can happen. So, and the ball can end up on the ground or anything. So, you know, in practice, that's our mindset, you know, just cover down, always there, you know, holding your brother up, because, you know, he's going to run the ball, he's going to break loose, he's going to try and run somebody over, be physical. So if we're able to get down there and push the pal for 5, 6, 7 extra yards, you know, that's great.
Y'all measure those cover down the cover down yards?
We really don't measure them, but, you know, like, when we look at it, we like, dang, like, you know, that's us really. Like we go from blocking to running down the field, covering. So like, it just amazes us sometimes. Like, I think we had like, what was it, 3 or 4 last game. You know, that's just a mindset like the O-line tries to have. You know, play physical, cover down, get after, like basically trying to wear your opponent down. That's it.
Have you seen any more emphasis on that cover down with under Coach Searles than you did previously?
No, that's always been. It doesn't matter. That's the O-line holds that standard. It's not the coaches. The O-line talks about that. Like said, Warren, me, you know, Trust. All of us always talk about that. Like even in practice, if one of us sees somebody not covering down, you know, we'll tell them like, hey, cover down. Let's try and, you know, get 5, 10 yard bursts down the field after the play.
What was your reaction when you saw Stetson break off that 64-yarder last week?
Man, that was amazing. Like I was shocked. I saw him running. I was like, he can score, because the safety split and the middle was just wide open. He just took off. Oh yeah, he's gonna score.
It looked like some of you guys might have been laughing a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Because Stetson, man, he don't ever want to run the ball for real.
Looking forward to Vanderbilt. What have you seen out of the defensive line? And kind of what's the mentality in the locker room right now, in the offensive line room right now, getting into the game?
Well, it's the same. The same is always the same. You try and overpower your opponent. You know, show your dominance. Like be physical for 60 minutes, however long it takes. So that's always been our motto. Just continue to play, fight for however long it takes.
Broderick, I asked Xavier about Branson Robinson just a little bit ago. Everybody knows he's, you know, built like a brick house, like Incredible Hulk or whatever. What was your first time you saw him in person here in Georgia? What was your
first
reaction?
time I saw him, he was in the locker room and he had his shirt off, and I'm like, who is this? like he makes me look little. I'm like I was like, yo, you got to put a shirt on around here. He's too big.
What's your favorite weight room story? Seen in a weight room now.
I think we did our squat max, and you know, I don't know how much he had on the bar, but the bar was like bent on both sides, and he squatted, and I was just amazed. It was crazy.
How much was it? How much was it?
I think it was like 685, 700, something crazy. He was squatting what linemen were squatting like.
Hey, what's your max?
He's way above me. I think mine's probably like close to 5. I don't even know what was it. It's like 550, 565, something like that. But he's blowing me out the frame. Like,
Freak, huh?
Does Branson have a record on the team?
my knee's not good enough to squat them.
You gotta go farther though. Branson's a little bit smaller than you.
Man, yeah, he just down and up with it. Like he moves the bar so fast. Like that what amazes me. Like he doesn't struggle to get it up. Like he's down and up very like fluently. Like it's crazy.
How far have you seen him come as a back? Because I know he was struggling a little bit early on in camp and all that stuff. Just there's so much more than just running to the 2-hole or what have you. So.
Yeah, you know, you see like as a young player developing, it's the same with everybody coming in, you know, having to learn the system. It's a new system. It's way more plays. And, you know, it takes a little while to get used to, but I see him developing, you know, every day he comes in, work, and, you know, he doesn't complain about anything, so I look forward to seeing what he can do in the near future.
2 more questions.
What's the biggest step that you saw Deja take from last year to this year, obviously, taking that bigger role with the Georgia offense?
Just like I said, with, you know, like people coming in and people going, like with James leaving and Zamir leaving, you know, he had a bigger role to play because we rotate so much at running back because we run the ball so much. So more running backs have to be ready, like have to be prepared when their name is called. So, you know, he took I would say he took it more seriously, like being able to, you know what's and coming ahead for him in the near future, you know, him getting more touches, him getting more snaps. So he just, you know, works every day and just continues.
How's Ernest Green coming along? I know he hadn't been able to get out there. He had a pretty good spring, obviously. You know, how's he doing?
Ernest is going to be a great player. I feel like he has great hands. You know, he has heavy hands. He's very physical, you know, in the run game and in the pass game. And I can just tell by how he plays and how he practices that he's going to be a great asset to this team.
Thank y'all.